Hello everyone and welcome to Flickering Myth. My name is EJ Marino and we are diving into my fanboy perspective of the new Mortal Kombat movie. It is dropped on HBO Max and around the world and we have a lot to talk about. First and foremost, I do have to start this off by saying I am a big Mortal Kombat fan, but I'm not a huge person that's a stickler for source material. If it's DC Comics, if it's a horror like remake, I don't particularly care about staying true to what we knew before. Honestly, this is the job of filmmakers. You're supposed to take stuff and adapt it and put it through your own vision. I will say I do like that Mortal Kombat 2021 does do that. There is a lot in here for me to enjoy. They change some stuff around, they pay homages to the things that came before. It's just not a perfect movie. None of my issues are really with fanboy stuff. There's, little tweaks here or there, but overall, I think this movie just felt too rushed for it to be a great film. There is a lot in here to enjoy. The acting is fairly okay. I think they don't have the greatest of dialogue, but they do try to elevate the material. The fight scenes are spectacular. The gore is insane. And like I said, I overall like what they tried to do with the story. It just had a lot of stuff working against it that I just feel like it could have been elevated to another level. But as a Mortal Kombat fan, they got a lot of stuff here that needed to be done, and I'm really happy to see what they could do. I have been getting prepped for this. I know where Katana's from. I know, some of those deep lore stuff. I also have played games like Deadly Alliance, and I love this universe, and I love what they've had to do. I just wish this movie had a little bit more to offer. It's actually funny saying that I want this movie to have more to offer when I think one of the issues is they try to cram too much into this movie. There is a lot in here that it makes it feel rushed at times. When we got to that end battle, I was just like, oh yes, I'm ready to get into that. Oh, that's it? Oh, yeah, sure, we did a lot here, but I just felt like we could have let these moments breathe. There was a time where, we're going through a bunch of baddies. We're seeing people like Cabal. We're seeing people like Melina, and I'm like, yes, oh, your scenes are not that long. And again, I'm not expecting these characters, like a character like Melina, to have a, 8-hour arc in her story, but I just wanted a little bit more. When we got to the last maybe 45 minutes, it just felt like we put the movie on 2 speed, and I was just like, oh, slow it down. Okay, we don't have to do all of this yet. Okay, sure. That's my issues. I definitely feel like this could have been a better television show than a film. You could have just extended some stuff. Let me breathe. I do think the fights were well paced. I didn't want to spend too long watching two people fight, especially when they were cutting back and forth. They did good there, but I just wanted the actual gravitas of the fight. When Scorpion and Sub-Zero finally have their face-off, I wanted to feel more with it. That's kind of my issues here. I just didn't get the emotionalness. I got the brutality I wanted from the action, but there was no, to quote a movie that one of the actors was in, there was no love in their violence. There was no time to breathe. There was no emotion in this stuff. I got to see Jack squish someone's head, but I didn't get to know that character he squished. And again, he's a henchman. I don't need to know a full backstory, but give me more. This movie presented so much at one time that I'm like, I have a lot, but I needed you to scale back a couple characters and give me more of what's there. Give me more of Kung Lao and Liu Kang's relationship. When something crazy happens to Kung Lao, I'm not invested in it because I barely know the person. We spend so much trying to sell Cole Young's character, and I'm like, but okay, I don't mind Cole. I get the idea of a new character, but what? We do more backstory with his family than I'm getting of Sonya? Come on. This is just the stuff that I'm like, this movie just needed a pacing issue, or, needed something to do with its pacing. I again, a lot that's presented here. Just needed this to be flowed a little bit better. Now, on a positive side, when I look at these characters, these actors bring them to life so well. The actress who plays Sonya Blade, she's chef kiss perfection. She's exactly what I wanted from that character. Do I wish she had better lines to deliver? I'm fine. Same thing with Kano. I love the actor who they got to play Kano, but he didn't need to do a joke every 2 seconds. It was just oh my god, I know you guys want comedic value because somehow we think Mortal Kombat is a comedic property. comedy. Like, I get it's campy, but like, the camp and comedy are different things. I felt like this tried to go too much into a comedy route where they could have went for a campier route with someone like Kano, but his actor was amazing. You also have people like Joe Towson playing Sub-Zero Bihan. Oh my goodness, he is phenomenal. Same thing with Sonata as Scorpion, as Hanzo. Oh my god, the Hanzo Bihan stuff in the beginning is fantastic. Those two actors actually were in a whole different movie. They were in the Mortal Kombat movie that I think everyone really wanted. We got something good here, but real diehard fans saw what Hanzo and Bihan were doing in the intro and in their final fight that you're like, oh, yes. Also, we have a great actor playing Shang Tsung. I think his name is Chin Han, I believe his name is. I don't know if that's 100% sure, but he is phenomenal. He needed a little bit more to do. I think the actor who played Shang Tsung in the 1995 film is so iconic. I mean, they've even adapted him for the video games, so I definitely wish that energy was there, but he still held his own. Same thing with the actor who played Raiden. I know him from Ichi the Killer. His last name is Asano, I believe. He is so good. A little underutilized. I believe him and Shang Tsung, I wanted more. These actors are so good. They were really on par with what I thought Sub-Zero and Scorpion's actors were doing, but I just didn't get enough of them. These are the stuff that I'm saying of like, I like these characters. These actors are good. They're living in their role. They feel like these characters, but why am I not mostly invested in this? And I know these characters. I should walk into this knowing and feeling these characters, but the movie does a good job getting me into it, and then I'm just like, oh, but I know you could do more, and that's such a pain when it's like adapting source material stuff, because I like to look at what's presented. I want to review this just on the movie, but I know what these actors could do with these characters, and it just doesn't go that extra mile. Like I said, though, I do love it. Liu Lin as Liu Kang is phenomenal. The actor who played Kung Lao is very good. Even the, like the actress who played Melina, she doesn't really get to do much in it, but I do enjoy her role here. Everyone is having a blast, and everyone is playing these characters as they should. I just wish the movie gave them a little bit more to do. The fight scenes are also amazing. It's really cool to see. I think some of them don't look the best. There is some polish that needs to be done in the post-production side. Stuff like with Goro, and then some of the Cabal stuff. I loved Cabal in this movie. I loved watching him get to fight, and I thought they really brought that to life. Same thing like with Melina's teleportation. Same thing with like Raiden's electricity. I really think they brought it all to life when they were fighting, and it looked dope. I mean, there's stuff that I was just like, they got down on the camera on the floor, so when they did Kung Lao's fatality with a hat and someone gets sawed through it, it feels like you're watching the fatality from the video game. Though I believe he called that a flawless victory, and I'm like, bro, I'm pretty sure she hit you. But okay, sure, we're just using lines from the, the games to get people in. I understand. So yes, I definitely was just like, wow, these fights are phenomenal. The fight choreography is really good. Sometimes I do think the editing let it down, where I thought it was a little choppy in the edits. I would have loved something like The Raid, or, one of those kind of action movies where we kind of draw back the camera a little bit, where we kind of like slow down the edits so I can really see this hand-to-hand combat. It's there some of the time, but then some of the times it is a bit of a letdown. But overall, there is nothing really to complain about in the the fatalities, in the fighting, in the gore. It is all there. It's sometimes CGI blood, which isn't my favorite thing. I think it's like the worst thing in horror films, and the worst thing in action movies like this is CG blood. But I understand the control you get from it, so I can't complain too much about that. But yes, overall, none of the fights, none of the characters are my issues. It's just the world building, and it's just that damn script. Alright everyone, that is my fanboy perspective of the new Mortal Kombat movie. I would give this a pretty middle grade. I would give this like a 3 out of 5, maybe a 3.5 out of 5, because those gory moments really did sell me, and it's a good viewing. I had fun watching it. I just know as a Mortal Kombat fan, and as an overall film fan, that this could have been even better to get more people in. It's going to be hard to sell people on a Mortal Kombat movie, but this is almost there, and I can see where some people are hesitant, and I can see where some people are loving it. I'm firmly in the middle. I had a good time watching it, but I wish there was a lot more here to enjoy. Alright everyone, what did you think of the new Mortal Kombat movie? Let me know down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth, because we make videos like this every single week, and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this. Alright everyone, let's talk about Mortal Kombat down below.